The biggest inspiration for me for wanting to become a musician was watching a bunch of videos of Michael Jackson, Prince, James Brown, Jackie Wilson, Usher, anybody that performed and did music. I was basically watching and studying them, and then that just became the love, the love of music, the love of entertainment, and I knew I wanted to do that and was destined for that. My favorite Prince song, and most people probably know that, is Diamonds and Pearls. Well, I became a member of Prince's band, the New Power Generation, when I filled in for my saxophone mentor in California. He had to do a festival that day, and I was on the same bill, but I was earlier, so he asked me to go and fill in for him. So when I went to go fill in, the bass player at the time happened to be working with Prince, and he asked me, he said, "Marcus, I'm working with an artist right now. Would you be open to coming and maybe working with him?" I didn't know who he was talking about at the time, and I said, "Sure." And he said, "Well, give me your number, I'll call you." And I thought it was, Hollywood, LA talk. And he actually called me. This was Sunday. By Wednesday, I had a voicemail saying, "Hey, Marcus, this is Andrew Goucher. I sent Prince your video. He loves it. He wants to fly you out to Minnesota. He wants you to be in his horn section. Right now he's looking at Maceo Parker and Trombone Shorty, and to have you play saxophone. Can you play tenor?" And I listened to the message about 3 times before I let my other friend that was with me hear it. She listened, she said yes, like he said Prince. And this was in between my sets, and at a show. She brought me out to do a show in Reno. So we sat down, we kind of had a moment and really thought about this, like did I just get offered a gig with Prince? And it wasn't until maybe a few months later that I got to be flown out to Minnesota, and I met Prince. And the first thing he said to me was, "I like your music." And to hear Prince say that, to me, I'm a little jazz artist, writing albums and, putting them out. But for him to take the time to listen to my music and say, "Hey, I like what you're doing," and to critique me and give me stuff, I just thought that was amazing. Somebody on his level really takes the time and appreciates all types of music. I think the most memorable moment was when we did our first show, when it was Welcome to America tour, and we did Chicago. And we went into, I think it was Musicology into Pop Life. And then it was just like, and it was just something about it. "What's the matter with your life?" And it's just I got choked up. I'm not gonna lie. I had a moment on stage, and I had a tear coming down, and my buddies are looking at me, and we're playing and we're dancing, and they're like, "What are you doing, man? Keep it, put it together, man. We on stage, we performing." I was like, "I know, man, but I've dreamed of this moment forever." And it's where you feel like you've made it and you arrived to a place that you've worked so hard to get to. It felt like all of my hard work had paid off. And that was just the first of many moments that I'll always remember. Many people ask, what was it like working with Prince? And I always tell them the exact same way. It was like grad school, business school, and etiquette school all rolled up into one, because I just learned so much from him. And when we got there, he was very hospitable. He always offered us stuff. Whenever I see a lady or woman come around, he would always stand up when she came into the room, offer her a seat, give up his seat for hers. He'd stand up, and he would just always make sure we were okay. But then on the business side, there were so many different things that he would say and I would pick up on, whether it was a business deal or whether it was something that he wanted to do with the next record, whether it was a tour or anything like that. And just, it was just amazing because you got more than what you bargained for. You went there expecting, oh, we're gonna do shows, we're gonna do music, we're gonna make money, but it was more than that. I never looked at it as oh man, it's just I hit the jackpot. It was more so I hit the jackpot for life, because I learned so many life lessons. And many people, if you only look at it as just a gig or a performance with someone, you're missing out on so much, because he's giving you so many tools, not just to be a musician, but to be a successful person. So if you go in looking at it like that, I think you win. I would say the most that I was inspired by, and it wasn't because I got to work with him, but it was Prince. And mainly because he was more than just a musician. He was a musician, he was an artist, he was an entrepreneur, he was a businessman, he was smart, he was intelligent. It was more to him than just the music. He made amazing music, but that was just one piece to the puzzle. There were several different pieces that made him up to who he is. Most people may not have known, but Prince was a charity giver, but he never bragged and boasted about it. Only thing that we knew about him is that he entertained and did music. But because he had so many different sides of him that was very giving, outside of music, it made me look at him in a different light, and it made me understand it's more to us than just being musicians, that we can offer more than just a service of music. We can give back to the community, we can give back to the world. While I was at NCCU, I learned so much from Dr. Wiggins, Branford Marcellus, and Brian Horton, because they gave me a lot of tools that you can apply to anything. You know, a lot of stuff musicians kind of miss when they don't get the education of school. Sitting one-on-one with the professors here kind of taught me, all right, if you're in this situation, you can do this. If you're in that situation, you can do that. And it was almost like templates. They gave me a bunch of different templates that you can apply to like each song or each artist or each situation. And that's basically what happened. And there's not a gig or a performance to this day that I haven't done that I haven't applied something I've gotten here on it. Whether it's playing saxophone or flute, whether it's writing, or whether it's a last minute situation where I have to write out a song and cram. You know, what I've learned here has allowed me to be able to be the well-versed musician that people may see me as today. Always follow your gut feeling. Be very smart in your decision choices. Maximize everything that you have at your disposal. So whether it's here at Central, whether it's friends, people in the industry, you know, maximize as much as you can when you're younger, because when you get older, you don't have those opportunities as much. You still learn, but this is the place where you really, really learn and get to lay a strong foundation. Because I was here and I did that, I have a very strong foundation that I can pull from to be able to throw into any situation.
Diamonds and pearls. Would you be a happy boy?